Okay. Welcome back to Ace Attorney 3. We are continuing on with chapter 3. We made it to the trial. To the first day of trial. We are investigating this murder that happened at this French restaurant. Yeah, apparently there was a fake Phoenix Wright and all this stuff. I don't know what's happening. It's a weird chapter. Let's get into this.
I don't know, that fake Phoenix Ray is kind of better. Let's follow his story.
Yeah, he seems way cooler. But yeah, also it's like apparently Maggie saw him there and no one else did. So I feel like that's probably the biggest mystery because we saw that flashback where it's clearly that guy was the one who put the poison in the cup. So I feel like they're not trying to hide from us, the player, that guy fucking did it. But the question is, how did he do it? And what's going on with all this other stuff? That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I could be wrong. That could be misleading. They could be like, "Oh, you're gonna think he did it, but in actuality, it was this other guy." But I don't.
It's just his silhouette looks similar, you know?
Yeah, them showing us that silhouette of the guy doing the thing makes me think they're not going to do that. But anyway. Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? He was there when I took the coffee over, sir. Scout's honor. I'm gonna guess this is Gumshoe.
Maggie?
Detective Gumshoe.
Are you doing all right? How are you feeling?
As if you need to ask either question, sir.
Don't let them get you down, Maggie. And don't forget to eat well, okay?
Roger.
And you?
Yes?
You'd better square this case away. Got it, pal? Maggie's innocent, you hear? If you screw up, then I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Squaring away some paperwork for your arrest.
I think he's serious. You can do Maya.
Hey, detective, you're on our side for once, right? Yup. She'll be able to help Maggie out, right?
Really? Can you, sir?
Of course. I got the situation under control. I'm gonna be the first witness on this stand today. If something I say doesn't mesh with the facts, make sure you point it out, alright?
Sure.
Okay, we're forming a united front today, pal. You get me?
I can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've always admired you so much, Detective. I know I can count on you.
Looks like it should all go pretty smoothly today, huh?
I can only wish. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. Defense is ready, Your Honor.
Bitter.
Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong? Nothing. It's just whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was, "You was talking to me?" It was a little, intimidating. No. That wasn't me. That was the phony Phoenix. I see. So our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he? Our trusty? I mean, I guess it's at least a good thing if the judge is like, oh man, I thank God you're here, not
Yeah,
that
fuck
other
that
guy.
other guy.
The fact that people trust us over the other Phoenix is probably a good thing. So,
Yeah,
oh, Mr.
imagine he's like,
Godot.
I actually preferred the other
Yeah,
Phoenix.
he was really cool. He was kind of a jerk, but he was terrible, and he was a terrible defense attorney, but he was cool. Now, so Mr. Godot, your opening statement, please.
Mr. Dre, whether you're a fake or the real deal, we will find out soon enough through this trial today.
But I can already tell you, I'm the real Phoenix Wright.
I wasn't questioning whether you are Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not.
I mean, we have a badge to prove it.
It's like, isn't this your second fucking case?
Yeah.
Like,
We already
ever?
beat
you. Yeah. Yeah, seriously.
We beat you twice last case.
That's what I intend to find out.
There's no denying it. Behind that mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another. As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict on this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for irrelevant testimony during this free trial. Nor will I stand for a simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last trial. So, actually, just a funny thing I think it's interesting to point out. They made a big deal in Chapter 2 about the whole thing with the double jeopardy, where they can't retry someone for the same thing twice. I'm guessing, I don't remember if they specifically mentioned the stipulation that it's if they're ruled not guilty, they can't retry them for the same case, because I'm guessing that's the distinction there.
Yeah, if they're not guilty, if they're not guilty, then they can't be tried again.
Yeah,
if they are guilty,
I mean,
they
it
can
makes
have a
sense.
retrial, yeah.
This is the opposite thing where, like, oh, they were guilty, so we're getting the retrial to get them proven innocent, which is obviously good for them, so it's fine. But I just think it's interesting that we had a case that went so hard on that specific aspect, and then we're immediately going to a case where we're doing retrying something that already got a trial, like right back to back. It's just interesting that they planned it that way.
I like
I'm not planning on repeating anything that phony me said. Trust me. Now then, Mr. Godot, please summon your first witness. Who's this gonna be? Oh yeah, Gumshoe's always the first witness.
Yeah. Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation.
Witness, state your name for the court.
Huh? Oh, sorry, sir. The name's Police Department Detective. Occupation, Dick Gumshoe. Other way around, dumbass. I mean, detective.
I don't get paid enough for that.
Huh? Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday, sir.
Since yesterday?
Yeah, the guy who was on initial investigations tied up with another case now.
I hope Gumshoe's really got everything under control, for everyone's sake. I see, so Detective Gumshoe. Would you outline for the court the basic facts of the case?
Yes, sir. The victim's name was Glenn Eld. He was a professional programmer.
I don't know if you caught on to this, but his name is a God, what is it called? I don't remember. I'm blanking on the name. It's the same forwards and backwards.
Oh, is it forwards backwards? Yeah.
I don't know why I can't remember what that's called.
You know, I didn't notice it until you said, "Oh, I don't know if you noticed," and then I'm like, "Oh, yeah." Like that's when I caught.
Look at it for like a couple seconds and think about it. Yeah.
Yeah. It was on the payroll of Blue Screens Inc., a local company. This is the victim's autopsy report.
The court accepts this into evidence. Ugh.
And here are the floor plans of the restaurant. When the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here.
See, from our perspective when we're in the restaurant, we're only seeing the one side, so it looked like there were only 2 tables. Which 4 tables is still not a lot, but like this at least makes more sense than here are the 2
Yeah,
tables.
yeah, for sure. Poisoned coffee was brought over to him by the waitress.
The waitress being the accused.
Yeah. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a from the coffee. At the time of the incident, there were 2 other people in the restaurant. Mr. Gene Armstrong, the owner and chef, a regular by the name of Mr. Victor Kudo.
Hmm. It still seems to be a very straightforward case to me.
Come, detective, take up this hammer and nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own 2 hands.
Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony.
Yes, sir. When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. I understand that the guy, Glenn Elg, was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. And it looks like Miss Bird might have had, well, some kind of motive.
Hmm.
Using the dark aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady.
The facts of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I would ask you to begin your cross-examination, but... Yes? Please, no intimidation tricks this time around. Is that understood? I already told you, that wasn't me. Okay, what do we got? 1, 2, 5. Yep, pretty standard. Really think there are any contradictions in this testimony? To be honest, I don't know. But Gumshoe told us out in the lobby. He said we'd be forming a united front, right? How will we win the case if he doesn't throw us a line? I don't have a whole lot of options right now. Best I can do is gather the facts together, I guess. Okay. Can I stop you for just a minute?
What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence?
He's so desperate for that to be true, he's practically crying. Your testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Bird. He claims that there was another man at the victim's table.
Yeah, and that's... What killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction?
Hey,
Sadly, her testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer. Is that right, Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, it's true. Their 2 testimonies tie up on that. They both said there was no other guy at the table.
What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Gotta try it. Well, maybe the other witness just missed him. Perhaps their view of the victim's table was obscured in some way.
Ha! That argument is as weak as the coffee at Tribulations, right?
Hmm.
I have here in my possession a ticket.
A ticket. Looks more like a photo to me.
Yes, a one-way ticket to Guiltyville. Population, the defendant.
Okay.
Full story. This is a photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen. This is the scene as witnessed by the chef.
Judge.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was confused for a second too. Just switched all of a sudden. This is the scene as witnessed by the chef, moments after the poisoning took place, correct?
I think the court will agree that with such a clear view of the scene of the crime, how, Mr. Trey, could anyone have overlooked a second person at the table?
Burp. It certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly. Okay, so we got new evidence of that. That was the radio at the time. That was okay. He was listening to his radio, you say?
Yeah, he had a portable radio in his chest pocket.
Maggie told us that too, didn't she? Something about how one of them had some sort of earpiece. Should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Oh, interesting. And what was it that the victim was listening to on the radio, Detective Gumshoe?
Huh? How should I know?
Thanks a lot. We're now one step closer to the middle of nowhere. This isn't going very well, is it? Detective, could you perhaps tell us about the poison and how it was used? So, traces of the poison were found in the coffee cup and nowhere else?
Not sure I get you, pal.
Was the poison a liquid, or was it a powder?
If I had to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance.
So the poison could have been in anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, pepper.
Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee, Trey?
For argument's sake, let's say yes, I do.
The victim took his coffee black with no sugar.
It seems that the poison could only have been in the coffee. What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee?
Huh? What do you mean?
According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. But what proof is there that the victim ever drank any of it?
Oh, hey.
Gotta get to it a little faster.
Yep. In case you were wondering, that last objection was for the detective there. Huh? For me? Oh, hey, you're right. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have time to waste, you have the time to present that piece of evidence. That piece, sir? Yes, that piece. What piece was it again? This.
Could I be grateful this coffee's only hot enough to give me first-degree burns?
Oh, now I remember. This is the victim's coffee cup. Yes, the victim's cup. Take a good look at the rim.
Oh, yes, it's unmistakable. There is clearly a coffee stain on it.
Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that was in this cup. The victim gulped down the bitter death that the waitress brought to him. Like this. For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victims and the defendants. Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance.
And what we found was potassium cyanide. Okay. Wait, was that it? No, that was there before. Yeah. Potassium cyanide. I've heard of that chemical before. Exactly how strong is this poison, Detective Gumshoe?
Well, that stuff's lethal. Eat too much in your history.
How much is too much?
A lethal dose is 0.2 grams. That's about enough to finish anyone off.
Oh, 0.2 grams. Oh, 0.2 grams. How much is that?
You know when you swab your ears for earwax? Yeah, about that much.
Earwax, huh? Sounds like something Gumshoe's got an abundance of. Such a small quantity of poison could have been concealed anywhere. Some kind of a motive.
Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion. You know what my golden rule is, detective? Chuck out a bad cup of coffee. You can always get another. Huh? I don't get it. I'm saying, we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out. So stick to the facts, detective. Now then, what was Miss Bird's motive?
Come on, Gumshoe.
They said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket.
Yeah, I had a feeling that's where we're going. I knew it. That's what we heard yesterday, too.
It disappeared from the scene of the crime. And it wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning ticket for $500,000.
Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket, too, didn't he? He stole the wrong one. Then is it possible Maggie stole the winning one? What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Wait a minute. The mere fact the lottery ticket disappeared in no way implicates my client.
I have here in my hand the very ticket in question.
It was probably like found in her pocket or something. Or just like her bad luck caused it to like float there or something stupid.
Yeah.
That's a $500,000 lottery ticket.
One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant.
What? Order, order.
She's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress.
You will submit that ticket as evidence to the court immediately. I'd better keep an eye on that ticket. The way the judge's voice is quivering. This ticket was presented to the court in the previous trial, too. But it feels heavier now, somehow. $500,000, you say?
It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor.
And that's on Maggie's person, unfortunately. That's enough. The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime of which she is charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit this crime.
It's like an old man who knows the score.
There is also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides a very credible motive. I mean, for that sum of money, even I might be tempted to bend the rules.
I don't mind an old man who is weak to the siren call of money.
Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie is starting to pile up fast. Yeah, it's because the court has ruled guilty once already.
I'd say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance. With one final decisive piece of evidence.
He's got more evidence against Maggie?
This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time.
Wow, that's not the cleanest apron I've seen. That stain looks like... Can't be blood, can it?
It seems the star of our play was a little flustered. And somehow spilled coffee on herself.
The coffee? That's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye.
Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more.
Something else? I presume you mean...
Yes, the frills at the end. Of course, I'm referring to the pocket.
The pocket?
A search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide, the very poison used by the killer, was in her apron pocket.
A bottle of poison in Maggie's pockets?
Yeah, and Maggie's prints were the only ones on it.
What? Order, order, order. The court will accept these items as evidence. There's something still bothering me, Mr. Godot. Why have you not explained the bloodstain to the court?
Oh, that's not blood, that's ketchup.
Bloodstain?
Yeah,
What bloodstain would that be?
don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron.
That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about bloodstain.
You don't need to be told, just look at it.
Well, detective.
Like, imagine he's colorblind.
Yeah.
Could this stain really be blood?
No way, sir. That's just ketchup, sir.
Ketchup.
She must have gotten some on her apron while taking someone to breakfast that day.
You could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe.
Pull a stunt like that again, and I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup. Witness.
I thought everyone knew what it was already.
I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case. The motive, the opportunity, and the supporting evidence. They have all been clearly established.
Well, Troy, it seems you really are a phony after all.
Ugh, you really know how to drive a man nuts. Witness, please continue with your testimony. Describe for your court the crime scene and the findings of your investigation there.
The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him. But we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found a lottery ticket and a bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene.
You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good.
Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, right? Don't count on any more cross-examinations after this one. So, let the fun begin.
Okay. Three, 5, 6, 7. I don't find a hole in this testimony. The judge is going to hand down his verdict. Gumshoe isn't giving us anything to work with, and we can't find any contradictions if he doesn't give us something. Yeah, that's true. But Maggie and Gumshoe are like Dumb and Dumber. Our only hope is that they were so dumb they missed something obvious. Come on, Gumshoe. Be the dumbest you've ever been. Yup. Okay. Scary old man. The scary old man, Detective Gumshoe.
There's an old man who's a regular at the restaurant where the incident happened.
Ah, we're obviously talking about the same old man.
Officers were dispatched right after the report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss. What took you so long? Then he hurled abuse at them, and seeds.
Seeds?
It was nothing. I caught each one with my teeth.
I guess not even the mighty Godot could avoid being attacked by that guy.
The old man was the only other customer in the place at the time. He took his time finding a payphone, apparently, so he was late reporting the crime.
Right? How long was the defendant unconscious for?
The officers got to the crime scene at around 2:40. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at the time. It took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. I would like to have been on the scene myself.
I bet you would have liked to have carried out the search, too.
Would have loved to see Maggie asleep like that, all pretty and peaceful.
You're a professional detective, Gumshoe, not a professional bird watcher.
Save the romantics for your own time, detective. All we need to know about is the investigation.
Oops, I guess I'm pretty red right now, aren't I?
Hey. Okay. He didn't have any. Are you saying that it was stolen then?
No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 50 cents in his wallet.
58 cents.
Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal.
The victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man.
Or some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge?
I think I'm onto something here.
Wait, so first thing that kind of came to mind is, so why would he order coffee if he has like barely enough to pay for a cup of coffee?
That's true, yeah. If he didn't have any money, he had no way to pay for it, then how would he have even gotten that? Unless someone else offered to pay for him.
Yeah.
Let's see. But okay. Wait a sec.
Did I say something dumb again?
Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes?
Yeah, basically.
In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly?
Oh, that.
He's so let down. He's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going.
There was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with the lottery ticket.
It seems Mr. Glenelg visited his doctor before he went to Tribulations.
We got the victim's name from the medical reports of the doc who prescribed the meds.
That's a reliable enough source for the court. What should I do? Should I leave this alone or ask to hear more? Interesting, two things. Let's ask about the bag. So what sort of medicine was in the bag?
Well, actually, the bag we found was empty. I'm guessing that the poison was in there? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Huh?
Yeah, completely empty.
It was completely empty.
You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence. Desperate, are you, Trait? Now what happened with the investigation after that, detective?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and do the other choice. Oh, it doesn't let me. Okay. Okay. But the defendant had been passed out for a while, correct? In that case, isn't it possible someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket?
Hey, yeah, you nailed it, pal. Happens to me all the time. People keep planting evidence on my body. At a department party the other day, and when I got home, I was wearing the boss's shoes. And had a bloody knife in my hand.
Yeah.
Keep up this crazy testimony, detective, and those shoes will end up down your throat.
Oh, great.
Sorry.
So, Trey, someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket. That's a pretty bold statement. Care to back it up with some evidence?
Well, I'd love to if I had any. It appears you have no evidence to support your theory, Mr. Wright. Continue with your testimony, witness. What? No, that's it. There's nothing else from the crime scene. So the $500,000 lottery ticket and the bottle of poison were accounted for.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's true that those two items are accounted for, but wasn't there another lottery ticket that was stolen that day?
Oh yeah, the one the restaurant owner took. He won a whole dollar with it. What a lucky guy, huh?
And they're just going to let him get away with it. And they're just going to let him get away with it? It was just $1, detective. I guess no one cares when it's that little, except for Gumshoe. If I don't find a hole in this testimony... Oh, okay, we've seen this. Okay. So now we've gone through all the pushes. Let's see. Crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. So... Lottery ticket. Okay, let's look. What is our evidence? An article from December 5th saying I was trounced. My client. Google. Okay, so. Job listings. Okay, that was the old man had that. The food there sucks and is expensive. The loan contract. Couldn't buy my phony. The wheel guard is all smashed up. Died of potassium cyanide poisoning. Time of death was 1:30 to 2:30. Floor plans. Photo of the scene taken from near the kitchen. Photo or the tickets. Okay. Let's see. I was reported at 2:25 p.m. by kind of scary old man. Shot must have been real tough. Don't have any identification on him. We don't have anything that comes with that, right? You know who he was pretty quick in the investigation. First, we found a lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. Nothing else missing from the crime scene. That feels like a something we'd want to contradict, but I'm not really sure what.
The empty bag, the prescription bag.
Well, they found it at the crime scene.
No, but the contents of it.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's true.
Because technically, whatever is inside is technically missing.
Yeah, no, that's true. My only other theory is that they could be talking about the sports paper because it looks like someone hid this paper on the newspaper rack.
True.
But okay, looks like that was right. Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There's just one small contradiction in your testimony.
Oh, finally. I like how happy he is being wrong. I'm getting all anxious, just waiting. So hurry up, will you?
You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. The officers recovered the medicine from the scene of the crime later.
No, they didn't.
The victim was given a prescription right before the going to trade began. Where then did the medicine disappear to?
You are too cool, pal.
Indeed. Due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence?
I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh?
The victim was killed by poison. The victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself. Order. Well, Mr. Godot, what do you have to say to that?
Ugh, that's all.
What?
Read up the court the name of the. Read for the court the name of the clinic on the prescription bag, will you?
What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New ear, otolerant, oh my god, words. I
Oh,
don't know.
oh,
Otolaryngological clinic. Otolaryngological?
logical.
Just what kind of illness was the victim suffering from, Mr. Godot?
Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, you could say.
A war wound?
The day before the incident, Mr. Elk found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum.
He ruptured his eardrum? But what on earth was the prescription he was given?
It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested.
What?
It's mentioned in the autopsy report if you read the fine print. They found traces of the medication in the victim's left ear.
Yes, here it is, in very, very fine print.
Seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. Therefore, it will be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication.
Yeah, but you would still have like the vial or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, that's a thing I'm wondering about. But it seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all. No. Nick, if you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over. She's right. But I can't get away with any old weak objection. What should I do? Okay. That's bullshit. Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. It seems Mr. Elk correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tribulations. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime? Well, the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal. That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. However insignificant it may seem, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth.
You know as well as I do that the medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems that a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide.
It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waitress served would contain it either. But it did. The possibility is undeniable. That's enough. Mr. Godot, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Godot?
I've got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. It's the old man who was there in the restaurant on that day of the murder.
Victor Kudo, the pigeon hater? Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems little more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial, and that is something that bothers me. Yay, good job, Nick. The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness.
I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups.
Court is adjourned for recess. Okay, and we will get to that recess, but we will do it next time.